To solve this question, we need to use PEMDAS and start by independently solving each of these sets of parentheses. Starting with this set, we have 3 over 23 plus 4 over 69. We're going to need common denominators in order to add, and the least common denominator between these two numbers is going to be 69. So we need to take 3 over 23 and multiply the denominator by something that'll give us 69. That would be 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 2 is 6. So whatever we do to our denominator, we have to do to our numerator to keep it equivalent. So 3 times 3 will give us 9 over 23 times 3 will give us 69. And now we can add. 4 plus 9 will give us 13 over 69. That is our first fraction. Then over to our other set of parentheses, we have 6 over 92 minus 5 over 46. 46 is exactly half of 92, so the least common denominator here will be 92, and the way to get us up to 92 is to multiply our numerator and denominator here by 2. 5 times 2 will give us, let me rewrite our first fraction first. 5 times 2 will give us 10, and 46 times 2 will give us our common denominator of 92. Now when we subtract, 6 minus 10 will give us a negative 4 over 92. So now that these parentheses have been simplified, it's time to divide them. And remember, dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal, or the flip of that fraction. So we can actually take this, and instead of saying 13 over 69 divided by negative 4 over 92, we can say it's actually times the flip. So flip the numerator and denominator, 92 over 4, and it's still negative. So now this looks like 13 times 92 over 69 times 4. And we know that our overall answer is going to be negative. So we can go ahead and start preparing for that. Now, is there any way that we can simplify our the largest numbers in these multiplication problems into factor pairs? I know that 4 probably goes into 92, so we can test it out. 4 goes into 9 2 times. That would be 8. When we subtract, we're left with 1. Then we bring down 2, and 4 goes into 12 3 times evenly with no remainder. So that means that 92 can be split into 4 times 23. And all the way back from here, we remember that 69 can be split into 3 times 23. So now, here's what our equation looks like. We have a negative 13 times 4 times 23 over 3 times 23 times 4. Now let me grab a new color. And we can eliminate 4, because 4 divided by 4 will just give us the number 1, and 23 would just divide to give us the number 1. So we are left with a negative 13 over 3, which we need to then simplify into a mixed fraction. Let me make a little bit of room here. This isn't going to be perfect, but we don't need that much room. We have negative 13 over 3. How many times can 3 go into 13? It can go in 4 whole times. How much would be left over? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, so we're pulling out 12 thirds to get 4 wholes. And what would be left over is 1/3. So our answer is going to be negative 4 1/3. Answer choice C.